Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is your host, the Platinum Knight, and I'm here to review Capcom's showcase for 2022. God damn, man. Wow. We got a lot of, interesting surprises, especially, when it comes to Resident Evil. Jesus, now is definitely the best time to be a Resident Evil fan. I'm gonna talk about other things first before we get into Resident Evil. But before I start getting into the topics, I should talk about some other things. But here it is, everybody. I'm going to be using the Resident Evil 2 remake, and yeah, this is it. I am currently playing the PlayStation 5 version of Resident Evil 2. If you don't know how to turn on the ray tracing, you go to Options, and then it literally says Graphics right here. This is how you turn on ray tracing. It says right there it's on, but you can only turn it off and on through the main menu. And you get to play in 60 frames per second, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't know how Capcom couldn't do this, but you cannot play in 60 frames per second and with ray tracing on. I don't know why that is, but whatever. I mean, it's most likely a balance issue. But yeah, ray tracing is on, and here it is. People, it looks fucking amazing. It looks gorgeous. I kinda do see, maybe not too much of a difference, but I do notice a difference. The lighting effects are better. It pretty much does a pretty good job tracing every single shadow and detail, and yeah, everyone, it looks really, really nice. These upgrades for Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 actually came out pretty much after Capcom's showcase. There were some reports of people having trouble finding them, but it's currently up for everybody, people. Yeah, it's up. All you gotta do is go to the PlayStation Store or go to management on the app. The only thing I find kind of annoying is if you own a physical copy of any of these games and you want the PS5 version, you have no choice but to have two apps. You have to have the disc in your PS5. So now you're pretty much forced to have both the PS4 version and the PS5 app. So, I don't know. I think that's kind of a little bit annoying. Even if you delete the PS4 version, it's just gonna re-download it by itself, as long as the disc is in it. I hope Capcom fixes that, but whatever. Okay, I think it's time I play the actual game. I'm gonna be walking a lot, so that way you guys can see what the game looks like. Another thing to talk about is, for those of you that don't know or who are unaware, Sony recently put Resident Evil, the director's cut, on PlayStation Plus Premium. Yeah, PlayStation Plus Premium is the last tier for PS Plus. Um, okay, there's normal PlayStation Plus. There's PlayStation Plus Extra, which I don't really understand what would be the point of getting that. And I believe there is, the last one is PS Plus Premium. If you get PlayStation Plus Premium, you have the option to play some PS1 games, and one of the PS1 games is Resident Evil, the director's cut. And from what I understand, or from what I have read, it's actually the early version of Director's Cut. It's not the one that has the bad music in it. It's the very first one. So, for those of you who want to play Resident Evil Director's Cut on your PS5, then yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm thinking about getting it, but the problem with that is, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about getting PS Plus Premium, but my problem is, it's just not enough, you know? It's not enough, to, get it just yet. I mean, I want to get PS Plus Premium when both the original Resident Evil 2 and 3 both come out, you know? So I really hope Sony slash Capcom puts pretty much the classic Resident Evil trilogy on PS Plus Premium. But I might get PS Plus Premium anyway, even if they don't, because I'm almost done with my Resident Evil 0 review, and I might have to get it anyway so I can record footage of the original Resident Evil. And then Resident Evil Remake, and then so on. So, yeah. Alright, that's enough introduction. I think it's time for me to finally get to the actual showcase. And that is Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which, to be honest, people, I'm not really a fan of the Monster Hunter series. I mean, I tried to get into Monster Hunter at one point, and I just couldn't do it, people. So, Monster Hunter was one of those topics that came up during the showcase that, I just didn't really care for. Me and my uncle watched Capcom's showcase with some chicken wings from Wingstop. He got garlic parmesan, or at least I got him garlic parmesan wings, and I had boneless wings. I tried Wingstop's hot lemon and lemon garlic, and it was delicious. I got the boneless meal deal. So yeah, me and my uncle were prepared to watch this event, and yeah. But the first topic that came out was Monster Hunter Rise is getting huge updates. It's getting more DLC. It's getting more quality of life improvements. I believe I got a roadmap, and yeah, everyone. It was crazy. So for those of you who are into Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, then I really hope you guys are excited for that, you know, but it was kind of funny for me and my uncle because both me and my uncle are not interested in the Monster Hunter series. So the whole time we were waiting, we were just like, man, hurry up, get to the good stuff, get to some Resident Evil. We just want the Resident Evil stuff. And it felt like it was never ending when they were talking about Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak. Like, it felt endless to us, and it was kind of getting to the point where it was like, damn, are they ever gonna move on? Until finally, when it ended, I believe they spent like, what, 11 minutes talking about Monster Hunter? And me and my uncle just ended up looking at each other going, damn. Well, if they're gonna spend 11 minutes on Monster Hunter, I mean Monster Hunter, but if they're going to spend 11 minutes on Monster Hunter, well then they better freaking spend 11 minutes on Resident Evil, because that's what we were watching this event for, you know? So we were just like, oh please, I hope they even spend 20 minutes on Resident Evil stuff. So finally, after the Monster Hunter stuff was done, the next topic was another game that me and my uncle don't care about. What's it called? Expoprimal? Yeah. Expoprimal is... I don't even know what it is. It's like a co-op type of game where you fight monsters. I talked about this game before, but it was one of those games, I think, I forgot where it was showcased. I think it was showcased at one of Sony's PlayStation State of Plays. But yeah, Expo Primal was shown off again, and I don't know, people, it just doesn't look good to me, you know? It doesn't really look interesting. I mean, I can see some people possibly getting into it, but nah. Both me and my uncle just didn't really care. And I remember when Expo Primal was first announced, yeah, at first we all thought that it was going to be Dino Crisis, or a possible Dino Crisis remake, or a Dino Crisis spin-off, or something, anything. But no, it turned out to be its own game or IP, which is fine, but again, it's just something that me and my uncle are not interested in. So they showed more of Expo Primal, and yeah, I hope some of you guys are interested in that game. Maybe it'll be fun for you guys, and maybe some of you might think it's not that good or mediocre. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I'm gonna skip a few topics. I'm gonna skip Capcom's Spotlight, and I'm going to skip Dragon's Dogma 10th Anniversary. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip all that, people. I don't really care. And if you want to, you guys can easily check out Capcom's showcase on your own time. But for now, the next topic is moving over to the good stuff, and that is all the Resident Evil stuff. Ooh. Me and my uncle were so happy once they started showing Resident Evil stuff. But the first topic is Resident Evil Village Updates and DLC. God damn. So yeah, Resident Evil Village finally showed off the DLC. And I remember for so long, rumors had it, the Resident Evil Village DLC was most likely going to be Ada's campaign. Because for those of you that don't know, originally Ada was going to make an appearance in Resident Evil Village, and I guess Capcom just decided to cut her out, you know? And it's like, oh well, that's fine. It still would have been cool to have Ada in Resident Evil Village, but a lot of people were hoping that, well, okay, if they're gonna put DLC for Resident Evil Village, then everybody was hoping it was going to be Ada's separate campaign. Maybe it was going to be Ada stealing another virus from Village. But nope, the official DLC is now going to be Shadow of Rose, I think? Yeah, Shadow of Rose. And this really, really surprised both me and my uncle. At first, it kind of looked cool, but then we realized, well, wait a minute, so this is basically Resident Evil 8.5, if you really think about it. Because for those of you that haven't beat Resident Evil Village, and this is kind of a spoiler alert, but at the end of Resident Evil Village, the ending is pretty much Ethan ends up getting killed. He ends up blowing up in the village, and at the end, Ethan's daughter survives. She gets to live. Chris ends up taking her with him. So yeah, that's the spoiler. Rose Winters shows up at the end of the game, and you get to see her actually going to her father's grave or tombstone. And yeah, it's pretty much just her setting down some flowers near Ethan's grave. And, you know, that's pretty sweet. I like how it ended. And during the credits it says, the father's story is now done, implying that for Resident Evil 9, it's most likely going to be Rose Winters' story next. They heavily implied that the next game has to be about Ethan's daughter and being able to play as her and possibly using some of her powers. But now that we know it's going to become a DLC, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it still could be possible Resident Evil 9 could be about Ethan's daughter, but I kind of doubt that, though. And you guys also have to remember, too, originally Resident Evil Village wasn't supposed to have DLC. When it was first announced, Capcom, in their preview or their teaser trailer, it said in the subtitles, by popular demand. It was a popular demand that people wanted DLC in Resident Evil Village, and so it's like, well, okay, so if it wasn't a popular demand, then they wouldn't have made this Rose DLC. So what would have happened, or what would they have done with the cliffhanger for Rose Winters, you know? So, but like, it could be both, though. They could be making both DLC for Rose, and Resident Evil 9 might be about her. But based on what we know so far, this DLC is going to be about Rose Winters, and it's pretty much going to be about her trying to set herself free from her powers, and she's trying to become a regular human? We don't know if that's what's gonna happen. We don't know if she will become a normal girl, but if so, then we may not even be able to play as her in Resident Evil 9. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But judging from the trailer, it looks really, really sick, though. It's going to be like a hallucination type of story. I believe they introduce a new character. Some guy hooks her up to this machine, and Rose ends up meeting somebody that kind of looks like her, or is her, or at least maybe a version of her. And yeah, and there's a little snippet of the Duke looking like he's going to become the villain. And you're back in Lady D's castle, and it looks like there's going to be toxic spots and locations that I assume that you have to be careful not to touch, and it's like, that looks pretty cool, man. I do have an announcement. I am going to live stream the DLC, alright everybody? Maybe not on the first day, because I do plan on streaming Resident Evil 5 with a good friend of mine. The DLC and the update is set to come out on October 28th, which, goddamn, right before Halloween. But October 28th is also around the same time my friend that I'm supposed to play with is off of work during that week. So yeah, I'm gonna stream Resident Evil 5 with her. But after me and my friend get done live streaming co-op mode for Resident Evil 5, then I will play the Resident Evil Village DLC. Or, if I'm in the mood for it, I guess it is possible I can possibly do both, but that sounds exhausting though. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. But you get what I mean though. The point is, because of this Capcom showcase, I now have a lot of plans. So, Shadow of Rose is definitely on my list. I am gonna live stream it here on my YouTube channel, and I may live stream it again even on Twitch, you know. But for my first playthrough, I am definitely going to live stream it first here on YouTube at the Platinum Night Games. So yeah, everybody. The next topic is Resident Evil Village Updates. And from what I understand, or from what I have seen, there's going to be some improvements here and there. But probably one of the biggest improvements is more content. And that is the Mercenaries mode. You're gonna be able to play as Chris Redfield. You're gonna be able to play, surprisingly, as some of the villains. You'll be able to play as Heisenberg. That's gonna be pretty sweet, dude. And you even get to use some of their powers. You're going to be able to play as Heisenberg, and you're going to be able to control his Magneto powers and how he's able to control metal. And a lot of people are very happy about this, but you are going to be able to play as Lady Dimitrescu. And it's like, damn, Capcom is really going all out with this update and DLC. That's gonna be pretty sick. With Lady Dimitrescu, you're gonna be able to use her claw powers. That's going to be really, really interesting. I can't wait to see how does that work. But yeah, I think I can understand why a lot of people are gonna be very happy about this update. And I do admit, I kind of thought it was pretty weak how you were only gonna be able to play as one character in the Mercenaries mode. Yeah, when the Mercenaries mode was first introduced in Village, it's like, really? We're only gonna be able to play as Ethan and that's it? I mean, that really doesn't sound like much. So I'm glad that Capcom is adding new characters. Like Chris, Heisenberg, and Lady D. So, yeah, that's gonna be pretty sick. What else? Resident Evil Village VR is still coming, as it was announced at Sony's State of Play. What else was announced? Oh, I almost forgot. They also announced a third-person mode for Resident Evil Village, and it's like, god damn, really? We're gonna get a third-person mode for Resident Evil Village? Oh, that is gonna be sick, dude. I assume we're going to play, we're going to be able to see Ethan's, face. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We're finally going to see Ethan's face, and don't get me wrong, you can easily look it up, but it's cool how you're going to be able to see his face throughout the entire game. And you know, I have seen some mods before this announcement was announced, but I have seen people make their own third-person mode mods, and it looked pretty cool. I've also seen some fixed camera angle mods for Resident Evil Village, and I think that also looks pretty cool. But Capcom, it's just cool how they are at least adding an official, third-person, mode, so that's pretty sick. Sorry everybody, that's pretty sick. I'm glad that Capcom are at least doing that. And yeah, and because they're introducing a third-person mode, I think I might just replay Resident Evil Village exclusively on my Twitch in third-person mode. But will I use infinite weapons? I don't know. Probably, probably not. But we'll see though. So yeah, I'm gonna live stream Shadow of Rose DLC here on my YouTube, and I'm going to replay Resident Evil Village with its new third-person mode on my Twitch. So that's gonna be pretty neat. And yeah, everybody, I've got plans. I've got a lot of Resident Evil plans, and really, October is going to be an insane month for me, so I cannot wait. Alright, is that it for Resident Evil Village? I talked about the DLC, I talked about, the new content, I talked about the VR stuff, and I talked about the third-person mode. What's the next topic? Oh, the next topic is Resident Evil 4 Remake again. And I already talked a lot about the Resident Evil 4 Remake in my PlayStation's State of Play review for what? I think it was June 2nd? Was it June 2nd? I totally forgot, but I'm pretty sure you guys can find it. I pretty much did that stream like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, everybody. I already talked about the Resident Evil 4 Remake enough, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it here. If you guys want to know my thoughts on Resident Evil 4, then I recommend you check out my PlayStation's State of Play for this month. But anyways, I guess there is a couple of things I can say about the Resident Evil 4 Remake based on what they showed. And they didn't really show too much. All they really showed was Leon's face. And it's like, well, okay. It's not too much of a surprise because we already know it's pretty much the same voice actor and face model for the Resident Evil 2 remake, so it really wasn't a big surprise, but it's still pretty cool though. I like how his hair is just a little bit more longer and highlighted, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, Leon looks pretty cool though. And again, man, I do like the voice actor for the Resident Evil 2 remake and for Resident Evil 4. So yeah, and you can see his face right now. I'm playing the Resident Evil 2 remake. Resident Evil 4 Leon is pretty much gonna look the same, but with longer hair and a little bit more of a lighter tone to it. But that could be because Leon is in the sunlight. I mean, there's going to be a part in Resident Evil 4 that takes place during the day, so it's like maybe that could be the reason why his hair looks a little bit more highlighted. But yeah, but that's not all they showed though. They didn't just reveal Leon's face. They also ended up showing a little snippet of gameplay, and it looks amazing, everybody. It looks incredible. The graphics is currently using current gen hardware, and that's what I'm saying, man. I know some people might be upset that the Resident Evil 4 remake is not gonna be on last gen consoles, but at the same time, though, when you make a game for last gen consoles, then the current gen console version is also going to be a little bit downgraded, you know? So I'm glad that Capcom is moving on to current hardware. And yeah, everybody, Resident Evil 4 looks amazing. It's pretty much all they really showed was just Leon walking. It's pretty much just the first 5 minutes of the original Resident Evil 4. It was pretty much him walking on a trail on his way, presumably to the first house of the first enemy that you encounter, the first villager that you encounter. So that looks it looks pretty good, man. It looks amazing. Oh hey Mitchell, welcome back, Mitchell. Glad that you stopped by. I'm just reviewing Capcom's showcase, which I'm almost done. After I'm done talking about Resident Evil 4, the last thing I talk about is the upgrades again, and that's pretty much about it. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Resident Evil 4 snippets that they showed looks incredible. But again though, everybody, like I said in my State of Play review, I'm still a little bit skeptical. I'm still hoping that, you know, that they'll remove too much content from the original. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But you know what though? If there is one thing I do not like, and what made me even more skeptical, is I don't like how Capcom is officially calling this a reimagining and not a remake. Capcom is officially calling it it's a reimagining, which is so weird, man, because when the Resident Evil 2 remake was coming out, they had zero problem calling this a remake, and because they were confident, you know? I mean, Resident Evil 2 was such a shot-per-shot remake that Capcom had no problems calling it just that. And then when the Resident Evil 3 remake came out, they were still calling it a remake. And now, due to the backlash and due to Resident Evil 3 not really being a remake, now all of a sudden Capcom wants nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the word remake now. All of a sudden, Capcom are uncomfortable using that word now for Resident Evil 4, and there's most likely a reason for it. That is because I guess it's not going to be a shot-for-shot remake, everybody. They are pretty much confirming that, yeah, It's a reimagining. It's a
That's it.
Resident Evil
That's
4
our way out.
reimagined
Lieutenant Brenna!
and not a
Marvin!
remake, which is fine.
It's time to go.
Again, like I said in my State of Play showcase, if you're going to make a reimagining, that's fine, but if you're gonna choose to do that, then at least have
Still making eye
more
contact.
content compared to the game that it is supposed to be based off of, you know? And with Resident Evil 4 reimagining, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't see that. I mean, a lot of you guys know that this Resident Evil 4 reimagining is most likely not going to have a Simon Ada or all of the characters in the Mercenaries mode, if there even is going to be a Mercenaries mode. And you know, Separate Ways might find a way to make it in, but it's most likely going to be DLC though. Yeah, Separate Ways is going to have to be DLC, and I really hope they don't cut too much, you know? I hope they don't cut the castle, or I hope they don't cut the island, or at least not too much of it. But it's pretty much confirmed, everybody. Capcom is not comfortable calling this a remake. So that's a little bit of bad news to me. But oh well. Oh well. At least we still got the original Resident Evil 4. But again, it still looks good though. So at least there is that. Who's my favorite Resident Evil character? Mitchell? Ooh. That's a little bit of a tough one. I want to say, almost a tie between Jill Valentine and Leon, you know? But if I really had to pick, maybe, slightly more towards Jill Valentine. I mean, the only reason why I love, Jill is because, well, besides her being a badass, the reason why I like, Jill a little bit more is because this is no secret, I did have a childhood crush on Jill Valentine. Yeah, when I was a little kid and playing the Resident Evil remake, I did have a small crush on Jill Valentine. Um, you know, it was just one of my little fantasies as a little kid, but yeah. I would have to say Jill first, slightly first, and Leon second. My favorite is the vampire with the white dress. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about, Lady Dimitrescu? Because if so, I don't blame you. Lady Dimitrescu definitely opened up some interesting people's fantasies when she was first revealed. Yes, she is hot. Oh, of course, Mitchell. I don't blame you. She is very beautiful, and yeah, when Resident Evil Village first came out, and when Lady Dimitrescu was first revealed, I was honestly surprised how many men were into tall women, you know, but oh, that's good though. If there's anything Lady Dimitrescu did a lot for society is people now know that people are into tall, sexy women, you know, so that's good. I wonder why, LOL. Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, I'm the type of guy who's personally not into tall women. I mean, I'm at least open to dating a tall woman, but for the most part, I'm the type of guy that would appreciate dating a girl who's a little bit smaller than me, you know, so. But that's just me, though. Alright, everybody. I guess that's pretty much about it. I think, that's all that's, left for me to, talk about. I talked about, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I talked about Resident Evil Village DLC. I talked about the Resident Evil Village updates. I talked about the Resident Evil 4 remake again. I guess the last thing I could mention is the Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 PlayStation 5 upgrades. I already announced some of this. If you follow me on Twitter, which, by the way, guys, I recommend you do follow me on Twitter. That's at the Platinum Knight 4. And I already announced this on my Twitter, but I said on my Twitter that because of these upgrades, I am now planning to do a speed run for both Resident Evil 2 and the 3 remake. I mean, originally I was going to do a speed run back last year, but I just couldn't find the time, man. But I've been meaning to do a speed run for both Resident Evil 2 and 3 for quite a while. But once when I heard Capcom was going to update these remakes, and that's when I decided, well, okay, if I'm going to speed run Resident Evil 2 and 3, then I might as well wait for the PlayStation 5 upgrade, you know? So that way I can speed run these games in better quality. I'm gonna get ready to go to karate soon. Talk to you later. I'll kick ass today. Okay, Mitchell. Thank you for stopping by, Mitchell. I appreciate it. Everybody, go subscribe to his channel. He reviews a lot of Bakugan stuff. That is at Melfa Core. Yeah, feel free to look him up. And yeah, everybody, he's a good friend of mine, and he's awesome at reviewing Bakugan stuff. But anyways, yeah, so those are two announcements. I'm going to be practicing speedrunning Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake over at Twitch, and if I'm ready enough, I will try to set my own personal record here on YouTube when I'm confident enough. I plan on speedrunning Resident Evil 2 and 3, at least on hard difficulty. I plan on playing Resident Evil 2 first on hardcore and getting an S plus as fast as I can. So I hope I do pretty well on that. And the next announcement is I'm going to be doing a Let's Play on Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, but the reason why I don't want to do a Let's Play, the reason why I don't want to speed run Resident Evil 7 is because I just don't feel passionate enough to do that, man. Resident Evil 7 is not exactly my most favorite Resident Evil. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course I like it. I enjoy playing Resident Evil 7, but not enough for me to do a passionate speed run, you know? So that's the reason why I'm just going to do a PlayStation 5 ray tracing Let's Play. And it has been a very long time since I played Resident Evil 7, so yeah, I think that would work. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna speed run Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake both on Twitch and confidently here on YouTube at the Platinum Night Games. And then I am going to do a Let's Play, a PS5 upgrade version Let's Play of Resident Evil 7 here on YouTube at the Platinum Night Games. Alright, everybody, that's it for my Capcom Showcase 2022 review. That's it for what Capcom had to offer. What are my final thoughts on Capcom's Showcase? I loved it, everybody. They definitely gave us the goods, especially when it comes to being a Resident Evil fan. Both me and my uncle are pretty excited to play these games. My uncle already re-downloaded Resident Evil 2 Remake. He's planning on getting a Platinum Trophy in Resident Evil Village. And yeah, everyone, like I said, now is definitely the best time to be a Resident Evil fan. Oh shit, I almost forgot about one more thing, and that is Resident Evil Reverse. Okay, real quick, my thoughts on Resident Evil Reverse. Originally, this game was supposed to be bundled in with Resident Evil Village, but it was canceled because it just wasn't ready, or it just wasn't coming out all that well balanced in the open beta. So now Resident Evil Reverse is officially coming out, and I don't really care for it. I mean, I will play it. I will live stream it just for shits and giggles for like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 hours. Also here on my YouTube channel and maybe a little bit on Twitch. I highly doubt I'm going to become immersed in Resident Evil Reverse. I mean, if I end up having fun with it, then cool, I end up having fun with it. And if I do end up getting really into it, well, then I end up getting really into it. But for the most part, I don't think I'm going to get very interested in Resident Evil Reverse. But I'm glad it's coming out anyway, especially for free. And the fact that it took Capcom more than a year than it was originally supposed to release, then I want to believe that it's good now. I want to believe it is well balanced. So, yeah, everybody, there is that. And is there anything else I can say? No, that's pretty much about it. Alright, everybody, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for those that joined me, and thank you to anyone who ends up seeing this later on. I am your host, the Platinum Knight, and peace out, everybody. Game on. Thank you, Capcom.